child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our health care system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Just one of the, to be honest, uncomfortable moments from the debate last night. Democrats less than comfortable in their spot right now after the lackluster performance from the president. Freezes like that moment. Some speculating they may even try to find a new candidate to replace Biden. Ultimately, it is up to him. Joining me now for the latest on all this, NewsNation's Joe Khalil is at the White House. Joe, the White House has an opportunity here in how and when it responds. What more are you hearing?
Yeah, NewsNation has reached out to the White House for comment. They're just referring us to some of the surrogates who have been speaking last night after the debate and this morning, essentially urging caution among Democratic base supporters and their surrogates, saying, look, this was, one debate and that there's road ahead. Make no mistake, Marni, the panic within the Democratic Party right now is very real. No matter what you hear publicly and on the record, that is concerning. I've been speaking to my sources all morning, and that includes Democrats who are elected members of Congress right now, that are campaign officials right now, and former campaign officials, as well as some high-level Democratic staffers. I would put the responses that I'm getting in, I think, two different categories. One category is generally, yeah, there's a lot of concern, and we need to at least be having the conversation about the path forward, whether President Biden is going to be the nominee moving ahead. Very few people are saying that on the record, but those conversations, I can tell you, are happening. The other category that I would say, and this is coming to me on background mostly from elected Democratic members of Congress, and what I'm hearing from them is, yes, there is some concern, but let's not panic. This is a knee-jerk reaction from others. They say stay the course. Right now, many of them have told me the same thing, which is they want to focus on the last 3.5 years, which they categorize as so far a successful presidency with a lot of accomplishments and not just a 90-minute debate. One member of Congress told me they are hitting the road Monday or Tuesday, continuing to campaign even harder after the debate last night. Another said they're going to be donating more money to the DCCC from their own campaign account because the stakes are now that much more real. So there was a jolt for Democrats across the board last night. But again, those are sort of the two different reactions that we're hearing. On the record, I do want to point to one specifically, and this is from Senator Fetterman from Pennsylvania, who himself dealt with a stroke and had what was a memorably bad debate performance. And he said to his fellow Democrats who were worried today, quote, "Morning after thermonuclear beatdowns from my race from the debate and polling geniuses like 538 predicted I would lose by 2. And what happened? I was the only seat to flip, and we won by a historic margin." And then he says, chill the expletive out. So that is one thought from Senator Fetterman there that I think is notable. But I can tell you that the concern, Marni, again, is very real. The reactions to that concern may vary depending on whether you're an elected member or whether you're someone sort of on the outside as a campaign official. But tough conversations are being had in all circles of the Democratic Party this morning.
Yeah, indeed. And to his point, which I think is well taken, this is also the highest office in the land, and it was a troubling performance, heartbreaking, described by some. Joe, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.